Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yugioh Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains discussion video. So I did not do a review yesterday, I am aware of that. This will actually be the first episode that I do not do a review for. I've done a review for the first 37, and I most likely will do probably like 98% of the episodes, but with Arc 5-2, I did take a break every now and then, and since 38 was another recap episode, I decided not to do a review. I will give very brief thoughts, because there were two pretty interesting things that happened. When I do a video tomorrow we will go over some news about episodes 39 to 42. We got some summaries and some titles, but I will discuss that in a video tomorrow, so if you are interested in my 38 thoughts, I absolutely will go over them very briefly at the start of that video. But this video is not necessarily about what I thought of episode 38. Clearly, it was another recap episode. It was the fourth recap of the show so far, the fourth recap in the last 25 episodes, 13, 21, 29, and 38, all being recaps. Now, we got a new director around episode 13. Asano Katsuya is his name, and he apologized after the recap for episode 21. He apologized for episode 29, and he has just issued another statement yesterday about Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains and apologizing for the recap again. This one is the longest statement we have gotten from him. It was actually 2 tweets that I will go over very briefly with you. He also comments a little bit on VRains production, a lot more so than he has in his past 2 tweets, basically apologizing again for another recap. I'll give my thoughts on it, and I do want to hear from you guys as well, and I know a lot of people are very frustrated with these recaps, and I completely understand why. And we'll get all into that, and please leave any thoughts you have down below. So a huge thank you to DMC who translated. I will actually leave his article down below in the description. Definitely check it out. And so here is the translation, the direct translation. To all the fans who look forward to seeing VRains every week, I'm very sorry that you had to see a recap again. It must have been very frustrating for some of you. I don't enjoy seeing recaps in a show that I look forward to every week either. Once again, I'm very sorry about this. The next tweet. Some people will probably think that all my apologies won't improve VRains production. That said, I think that the state of the show's production will probably improve thanks to those recaps we put out, as I will probably be reprimanded if I disclose too many details about the show's production. Let's just say that we're making progress little by little. DMC gives his take. So what does it all mean? Who knows? It might not mean anything in the long run. Maybe VRains production is getting better. Maybe we will still have some more recaps in store. I would take his words with a grain of salt for now. Only time will tell, I guess. So I pretty much agree with all that. Take his words with a grain of salt, but I wouldn't take the apology. You know, I feel like the apology is genuine. I feel like he understands that the recaps are very frustrating. There's just nothing that he can do about it. And I know some people will say, oh, you know, well, at this point his apologies are hollow, which, you know, to me they're not. To me, I still think it's genuine that he is going out of his way to address the recaps. Clearly, he does not want to do these recap episodes. I don't think it's an issue. I've seen a lot of different people throw around ideas of what's going on. Some people say that they're running out of ideas. I don't think that's the issue. I really don't. I think that they've been pretty solid with where they want to take the show for a while now, at least in this arc, and I don't think that they're stalling time. I genuinely think they just don't have either the time or the resources to get these episodes out in a timely manner. I think it's interesting, too, that, and I kind of laughed at reading the second tweet, because he says, I think that the state of the show's production will probably improve. So even he is not 100% sure. He's not guaranteeing that things are going to get better, which I find very funny. So clearly there is some serious issue going on that, you know, while the recaps save time, they save money, they save resources, and they basically do stall for a week where you can get a week start on the next show, on the next episode, excuse me, where you can get a jump start on the next episode. He's not sure if they're going to go away, and I also think that he kind of maybe wants to say what's going on, as he says he'll probably get in a lot of trouble if he discloses too many details about the show's production, and he is the director, so there's obviously people way above him that are not letting him, you know, spill the beans, and it just is a shame because he clearly, I feel like, wants to disclose what's going on. He wants to be as transparent as possible, but the people above him, whether that's the people in NAS, whether that's the people in Konami, would get him in a lot of trouble if he did that, and clearly he knows that, so that's not going to be the case. So it is a shame to see this show plagued by this issue. It absolutely is. For me, I really don't... here's my problem. I have trouble really ripping the Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains and Studio Gallop. Studio Gallop's worked on Yu-Gi-Oh! For almost 20 years now, and I have trouble ripping the studio knowing that there are probably workers who are working 70, 80-hour weeks just to make ends, and that's the whole anime industry. I mean, you have workers, working 60, 70, 80 hours just to get these episodes out, just to make ends meet, and that, when I think about it, which is like 12 hours, 15 hours a day, Monday to Friday, that's terrible. I mean, it's inhumane, and that has been definitely an issue in Japan, the working conditions, for quite a while now, and it's a pretty well-known thing, especially when it comes to the anime industry. So, I have trouble really, really getting too critical about it because I know that people are working to the bone. I know it's not a case where their workers are working 10 hours a week and they could be doing more. I know it's a case where they are literally maxing out their workers. Why aren't they hiring more people? I'm not sure. It could be because they just don't have the funds for it. Of course, there's no proof there. They could have a massive amount of funds. I know the card game. I know I've said a lot of this stuff before. I know the card game is not doing as well as it was maybe a year or 2 years ago. So that could be an issue. It could not be an issue. It's just, we just don't really know. I've also seen some people, and not some people, a decent amount of people blame Arc 5 for this. And I do want to say there's no proof that I have seen that Arc 5 had anything to do with this, and the theory is that because Arc 5 in the ratings tanked at the very end of the show, that they cut funding for Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains, which is the next show, because they didn't want to, give a lot of funding to a show that might still not be good because of how Arc 5 ended, or a show that might not get a lot of support because a lot of people might jump off the train after Arc 5. But I haven't really... I just think it's understandable where that theory comes from, but I have not seen any proof regarding that theory. And since Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains is an entirely different show than Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, I can't imagine that funding would have been cut that much just because Arc 5 did bad on a kind of a shaky Nico Nico rating site, where that site is like-mind mentality, where if people just start downvoting, then you start downvoting, and it got very trollish, not a little trollish, it got very trollish towards the end of Arc 5, so I don't think that they base their budget based off Nico Nico ratings, because that's a fan site, but you just don't know. I don't think that's the case. I have seen that theory thrown around a lot, and everyone's going to have their own thought on this and their own theory. My theory is just that they don't have a lot of budget, even though people have argued with me on that. People say, well, it might not be the budget, and it might not be the budget. It's definitely frustrating that we don't know exactly what's going on, and that we probably won't ever know what's going on. But at the moment, 8 episodes later, 21, 8 episodes later, 29, 9 episodes later, 38. But the 9 episodes make sense because between 29 and 38, we had a week off. So right now, they literally seem to be working on a schedule where every 8 episodes, they have to do a recap. And this also could relate to the summaries, because with Arc 5, whenever the summaries at the beginning of the month came out, we got paragraphs for all 4 episodes. For Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains, that has never happened. We are lucky if we get a paragraph for 2 or 3 episodes. We usually get a paragraph for the first 2 episodes, and then the title for the last 2 episodes of the month, which shows that they might genuinely not know what's going on in those 2 episodes, or they might not have written it yet, so they don't want to give a summary in case they go back and change things. An anime is supposed to be 8 to 12 weeks ahead of schedule, so like they're supposed to be making these episodes 2 months ago, and right now they're theoretically supposed to be working on episodes like 46, 47, but it genuinely seems like they're doing this on a week or 2 week basis, which is very, very bad. Because obviously, if something goes wrong, if someone gets sick, if they have to change a storyline for whatever reason, they don't have the time to do that. And by the time they go back and do it, now all of a sudden, 4 days another episode airs, and they need to just do a recap because they don't have the time and the funds and the resources to make a brand new episode. So it's a shame, it's sad, it's annoying. Again, the recaps don't really hinder it for me, because I still enjoy the episodes, and I'm still one of those people that's going to watch no matter what, but I understand why they are so annoying for you. Hopefully this apology means something to you guys. It does to me, and I think it's kind of, as DMC said, take it with a grain of salt, but I think the grain of salt is almost in that final paragraph where he literally says the show's production will probably improve. Like, he's not guaranteeing anything. The director of Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains is not even 100% confident that things are going to get better. That, to me, is a huge red flag. And that's why I laughed when I read it, because I'm like, geez, they are in a really bad place right now. So We'll hope things get better, guys, but that's pretty much all we can do. And I guess look for 46 and 47 to perhaps be another recap. If it keeps up at this pace, we probably will have about 13 to 14 recap episodes the entire show, which is a lot. It definitely is a lot, but hopefully things will get better. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you enjoyed my the brief discussion we had here. I have a lot of fun videos planned for this weekend. Tomorrow, I'll probably be going over the new summaries and titles we got for VRains. Then on Saturday and Sunday, I have a new scripted segment coming out that stick to my Twitter because I will be tweeting the thumbnail of what that will be. That will be hopefully a very fun segment that you guys enjoy. And then on Saturday or Sunday, the day that I don't upload the new segment, most likely Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's top 10 duels. So that'll be a lot of fun as well. So a fun weekend planned ahead. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave all your thoughts down below. I will talk to you down below. Thanks again for the amazing support, and I hope you have an amazing day.